Nearly 50 years ago, African-American civil rights leaders staged a sit-in at a downtown Tampa lunch counter. Civil rights sit-ins have been memorialized all across the United States, but not in Tampa until now. Our Carson Chambers is live with what it took to get to this moment. Carson.
Well, hey, Jameson, just walking by this building, you'd really never know what it is except for the logo here on the door stoop at the Woolworth building. Soon, a historical marker is going to be placed on this sidewalk to make sure this history is not lost.
They don't believe it, a lot of them, and they'll say, well, why'd y'all do that? Why don't you just sit down anyway?
Civil rights leader, 79-year-old Clarence Fort, tells a story about February 29, 1960, to Hillsborough County students.
They think it's far-fetched. It's hard for them to believe that those things actually happen.
The day 48 years ago, he and 35 other African Americans, many NAACP Youth Council students, sat down at the Woolworth lunch counter in downtown Tampa during segregation.
I start out by telling them, can you imagine going into a store, spending $200, but if you want a hamburger and a Coke and go to the lunch counters, they'll tell you have to stand up at the end of the counter or you have to get it to go.
The sit-in and many more that followed across Tampa led to desegregation. There's nothing outside the Woolworth building on Franklin Street marking the victory until now.
I think once they see that marker and find out what it's all about, I think it will prick their minds to go and pull it up maybe on the internet and just to see what happened.
The Woolworth Project, an effort led by former Tampa TV journalist Tammy Fields, raised money to install a historical marker like this one on the cracked sidewalk. Hillsborough County commissioners voted to help with the funding. A marker Fort hopes will spark the interest of many students to come.
They're having different tours to historical sites, and I know this will be one of the stops.
It's a story 79-year-old Ford can only tell firsthand for so many more years. But this marker will be permanent recognition of the fortitude of a few brave enough to fight for equality.
The only problem when I walked out, there was two white gentlemen together and one of them spit on my shoulder.
Okay, so you know that there was a lot of ugliness at this location. However, luckily there was no physical violence like across the country. Clarence Fort says that is because the mayor at the time, Julian B. Lane, was supportive of the civil rights activists and actually sent a police escort to make sure that they were safe. We're live in Tampa. I'm Carson Chambers, ABC Action News.